What to do, my fools? It's your homeboy, Q2, a member of Organization 13, and ruling the entire place. Oh, I'm just playing around. But anyway, this is gonna be an update video pretty much explaining where I've been for the past few months. Nothing too dramatic, but I guess it'll be a bit more practical explanation. In other words, I've just been really sick. If you guys remember that one video I posted where I was, coughing up a storm. I think this shows how to use them pretty effectively, but yeah, I just got progressively worse after that. Didn't really do anything about it until it kind of got to a point where I couldn't really move. Rather embarrassing. I don't really want to talk about it too much, but I really want to know. Let's just say that for the past few months, pretty much from that October up until now, just been a big mess of expulsion of bodily fluids.
Use your imagination.
I've been trying to get back into the saddle of things. I probably could have gotten better a lot quicker if I had actually rested. I mean, I am a lazy bastard. I'm not gonna sit there and lie about that, but for the most part, I mean, when I want to do my animations and projects and stuff, I really want to get them completed. Just those times where I just can't sit still. I have to get up on my computer and do something. Trying to work on models, at least stuff to work on, or at least try to acquire some skills that I will need for future animation stuff. Pretty much trying to decide also what other projects I should work on once I'm finally 100% better, because I'm not 100% better yet. I want to say I'm 50% better, but even then I'm not entirely sure about that. What I can say is what I plan to do once I finally get better, which could be months down the line. But for the most part, it's what I was planning on doing before I got this sick. Yeah, one thing that I was planning on doing at the start of the new year, at the start of this year, I planned to start streaming, or at least trying to stream. It was going to be like this, like with the whole mocap thing, because I'm pretty sure I can make that work. I just don't really know how yet, but what I'm doing right here is in real time, so it makes very little sense why it wouldn't work with the camera just streaming to Twitch or YouTube. I prefer YouTube because Twitch, I don't like Twitch for some reason. I guess it's because that Twitch hardly ever worked with the previous computer that I had. But YouTube worked pretty well with the previous computer. But anyway, the only problem is I never really streamed before. I mean, I practiced and it worked, but having to set up all that stuff in order to stream, I guess I have to set up what all the other guys set up, like donations and stuff. Emojis, whatever. I never done that stuff, and I kind of don't feel like having to try to learn all that, but it is something that I'm still very interested in, and I even planned on the very first game that I was going to stream was actually going to be Cuphead. I even still have I downloaded it and everything. You can see right over here. I downloaded Cuphead right over here. I haven't played it yet, but it's something that that I planned on being the first game that I stream. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have watched gameplay of it, so I know a lot about how to play the game. I refrain from watching anything regarding the final bosses, though. So the only part about Cuphead that I am completely uncertain of are the final bosses. I just don't know. I don't know if trying to be a streaming YouTuber is really worth it, and the real reason why I wanted to do that is because it was going to save me time and effort on uploading videos, but I don't know. I don't know if it's really worth all that. Maybe somebody who's more experience with streaming can tell me something about that in the comment section or whatnot. But if you guys really want to see me stream, at least stream Cuphead, then post it in the comment section. You really want to see me stream live at some time in the future, me playing Cuphead. If enough people want to see me stream that game, then I'll try to get it running. Other than that, then I'll probably just play Cuphead and off screen and just upload stuff, which that was part of the stream, because that's becoming really difficult, as opposed to when I was over here trying to upload Breath of the Wild, because the problem with trying to finish my Breath of the Wild series is that it takes several days just to render a single video, and has something to do with how it was set up with mocap and the screen and all that stuff. It takes days just to render one video, and then on top of that, it took days to upload, because the video file would be so big. I had no idea it was going to wind up that way until it wound up that way. In the meantime, I was trying to upload Mario plus Rabbids, was actually a very good game in my opinion, and I wish I could have finished uploading that. I guess I was just concerned about Breath of the Wild, which I still want to finish Breath of the Wild, because I need to get into the habit of finishing the projects that I start, because if I don't, then, well, I'll never get anything done, and that's really going to help once I finally start getting back into King Dub Hearts, which is the video that I post on my other channel. That actually, I'm actually quite surprised that I'm surprised at how well it's done. I mean, I really didn't expect it to have that many likes, basically. So I really do want to finish that up. The main reason why I didn't continue is because I was looking for a specific texture that I was going to use for the next episode. The problem is that no one's made or quote-unquote ripped that texture from the game. Therefore, I can't do the next episode the way I originally wanted to. Someone will have to actually try to recreate the texture or rip it or something like that, or I'm going to have to change up how I do the episode entirely. Probably what I'm going to have to do. I was holding out for that texture, but oh well. So anyway, what I had planned to do was to upload Breath of the Wild and have those episodes upload, while at the same time I was going to be working on King Dub Hearts, and then once Breath of the Wild was done, I should have King Dub Hearts done, then I would start uploading that. That's the things that I plan to do once I finally get better. In addition to that, there's also a couple of things that I want to do. Namely, one thing that I wanted to do, because I was planning on doing this anyway, I guess I'm just not going to make it as extravagant as I was originally going to make it, but I was going to do like a I don't know what you would call it, but I guess a debatable series on Princess Peach. Just the character herself, well, not just the character herself, but pretty much Princess Peach and everything that surrounds her in the Mario universe. Of course, this is going to be called the Truth Behind Peach series, because the Truth Behind Peach kind of already became a thing on my channel, both channels actually. But it's pretty much going to be about everything that I have thought of, or at least remotely considered, about Princess Peach, because she's the number one. She's my number one. Princess Peach is my favorite character of all time. That's just not even up for discussion, and that's mainly because I think it's because she surprised the heck out of me that one episode of Super Mario Super Show when I was a little kid and I was watching it. I was watching it. She was legit kidnapped by Bowser. Mario, Luigi, and Toad were going in to save her. The entire episode, that's what their goal was. But when they got there, they got surrounded by all of Bowser's troops, and there was really nothing they can do about it because they were about to get jumped by like 100 troops or something like that. And Peach, looking down, seeing that her friends are in trouble, she just makes a wish. All of a sudden, bam! Invincibility Star comes right down from above. She grabs it, jumps down, kicks everybody's ass. And I'm sitting here thinking, this Peach don't need nobody. She just saved her own damn self. I think it was at that moment that Princess Peach became my favorite character to write about. And over the years, from me being a kid up to now, I've been writing Princess Peach stories over and over and over again, giving her all kinds of scenarios, all of them related to what she might be, what she could be, or what she should be. And it works because her character is that free. She literally has the capability of being all these things that she's already been in the Mario video game franchise. She's been the victim, she's been the hero, she's been the helper or the assistant. She's even been the villain or the antagonist. And even if you don't want to include Paper Mario Thousand Year Door just because she was possessed, there's still the Mario Tennis game in which she was the final boss. So she's pretty much filled any possible role that you can think of, and it's still within her character. That makes it so you could write anything about Princess Peach and it will still fall within her character because she's pretty much been everywhere. Hero, villain, helper, victim, and at this point, considering all of her powers, she might as well be God at this point. Because seriously, okay, so this is like a big reason why I wanted to do the series in the first place, because there's all these things that are kind of questionable about Princess Peach. So here's one of them right here. So let's remember Super Mario RPG, right? Now in Super Mario RPG, as the story goes, the Star Road was destroyed. Now, since the Star Road is destroyed, that's where all the wishes in the Mario universe go. In order for, if you wanted your wish granted, it has to go through the Star Road, and I guess through and I guess it goes through sorting and development or whatever, and then decide whether your wish gets granted or not. But anyway, at the beginning of the game, Star Road's destroyed, and there is no way for wishes to be granted. And to further confirm this, there's a place in Super Mario RPG where you can actually see in physical form the wishes that have fallen from Star Road and landed on the ground. You can actually physically walk up to them and read what they say from various people around the Super Mario RPG video game. So that confirms that there is absolutely no way that you should be able to make a wish and have it come true. Now, regarding one of Princess Peach's moves in Super Mario RPG, I believe it's called Comeback. Princess Peach throws her arms up into the air, and what seems to be her wish powers, as they have been dubbed later in the Mario series, there's a star that comes from the sky and lands on any of her fallen comrades and heals them back up to health. Here's the thing. Star Road's destroyed. There should be no way in hell for wishes to be granted. So how the hell is this wish being granted? Huh? How is Peach doing that? There are only two possible explanations. either she's getting that wish from some other entity, some other holy place that's different than Star Road, and it's granting the wishes for her. Some place that no one else knows about. Either that, or she's freaking God. And then she could just create a wish and have it granted right there on the battlefield. Because Star Road's destroyed, you can't make any wishes. But there's Princess Peach right over there making wishes come true. At least from the perspective of reviving her teammates. So again, this is like a perfect example of why you can easily make a series of theories all related to Princess Peach, because there are parts of Princess Peach's character that you could throw in a question because they aren't exactly explained, or there's no true logical reason to them. And that's a series that I want to make. That's a series that I've always wanted to make, but I guess I'm not going to try to make it as epic I want to be. It's probably just going to be me sitting here and just explaining it through talking, or maybe some imagery that'll support what I'm talking about. Because I was really going to make it like this big old graphical video kind of thing, but honestly, that would take way too much time. And I really want to try to get these things rolling as quickly as possible. So that's another series that I want to work on. Also, for the time being, since like I said, I've been trying to get ready to get back on my Kingdom Hearts project. So I've been watching a lot of Kingdom Hearts videos lately, especially since this whole sickness thing has gotten me pretty crippled. I mean, seriously, I'm in pain every single day, and it literally just hurts to walk. So I can't even say bedridden because it hurts to lay down too. I had to try to get in good positions just to get. But anyway, as just a way to pass the time, I've been watching Kingdom Hearts. I've been watching Shady Penguin. If you guys don't know Shady Penguin, he's a YouTuber who usually plays Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon on his most active channel. But he has a couple of other channels, and one of those channels he's played Kingdom Hearts, and it's just hilarious watching him play through that game.
Oh, I'm sorry, did I spoil it by calling them Heartless? I probably did. I'm sorry, guys. If you didn't know they were called Heartless, super spoilers, you must live under, well, not a rock, but you probably just never played this game or ever watched anyone play it, which is totally cool, because I'm honored to be your first time experience with this. I'm gonna die. I'm literally gonna die. Is this what happens when you give up the shield? Is this real? That's literally what happens when you give up the shield! Oh my gosh! He's gonna spin. Everyone get out of the way. Okay, or just get hit. That's fine too. That's fair, man. Just follow me the whole time. Are you kidding me? I was using a potion!
Well, guess what? Sora's the Keyblade Master.
Who was a planet?
What's that mean?
So this is called a Keyblade?
Huh?
Oh my
Hey,
gosh.
Give it back.
Now with all the other information I have of Kingdom Hearts, this is such a crazy scene.
Whoa. Okay.
Oh my gosh, my mind just melted. Finish her off. Finish her off, guys. I don't need the last hit. I don't need the last hit. Please, please. I don't need the last hit. It's not for me. It's not for me.
This won't be pretty.
Are you kidding me? Get out of my house! Get out of my house! Get out of my house! I don't like you. You're ugly. You're fat. I don't even need to. Get out! Get out!
But he also played through Chain of Memories, which is a game that I did play a few months back. I was like, yeah, I'll just play it for the heck of it. So I've been watching Kingdom Hearts gameplay, and I recently just watched another YouTuber start playing Chain of Memories after she finished up. Can't remember which Kingdom Hearts game. It might have been Kingdom Hearts 2. No, it was Birth by Sleep. okay, she finished up Birth by Sleep, and then decided to move on to Chain of Memories. She's Susie Liu. She also requested advice on the game because she knows that the game itself is much different from the Kingdom Hearts games. And watching her play that game just kind of prompted me to want to actually go back and play Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories again, which I eventually did, and I only beat it just like a couple of days ago, maybe yesterday. I can't even really remember. And I did it on proud mode. I must have forgot that I never did it on proud mode, but I did it on proud mode this time. And as a way to just kind of, well, get myself back into the mood and kind of show, or at least kind of advertise on my channel where I'm kind of starting to go with my projects. I want to start uploading my footage of me playing Chain of Memories on proud mode. Honestly, it's a very fun game, and if I had to say which Kingdom Hearts game was my favorite, you know what? I'm gonna have to say it's Chain of Memories. I know a lot of people will probably think I'm crazy because that game is so different than every other Kingdom Hearts game, but there is a reason for that. And I guess, well, I planned on explaining it here, so why not just do that now? Anyway, I'm always a Nintendo fan. I mean, you see me mocapping as a Mewtwo. Because Mewtwo is also one of my favorite characters. Not as much as Princess Peach, but Mewtwo is also one of my favorite characters of all time. Although I love Pokemon, Perfect Dark. Of course, Perfect Dark is rare and all that. But the point is, I never really had the chance to own a PlayStation until like maybe years later, when I have my own job and my own money, then I can actually go out and pay for the stuff that I want. But anyway, I would always go Nintendo first, so never really had a chance to play Kingdom Hearts until it came out on the Game Boy Advance. So I was like, a Game Boy Advance Kingdom Hearts game. I definitely had to buy it because I always wanted to play Kingdom Hearts. So I got the game and got into the card system. I just saw the card system. I was like, okay, so it's just quick math with battle. Okay, I can deal with that. Apparently not. Apparently half of the gaming community can't. That's the biggest complaint about Chain of Memories, is that no one can get into the card system. Like, really don't understand that 9 is greater than 8, 8 greater than 7, 7 greater than 6, and so on and so on and so on. But I don't know. Math was my favorite subject in school anyway, so maybe I just have an edge. But anyway. So played Chain of Memories, got into the game, into the card system. I will admit that even if you are into the card system, that game will still kick the shit out of your ass. I mean, it was really hard to. I mean, people say Vexen was the hardest. I'd say Larxene was the hardest character to beat in that game. Like, I honestly can't even remember my fight with Vexen all that much, or the GBA version. I just remember mostly Larxene because she was just quick with the lightning and everything. But anyway, obviously I wasn't going to be able to get into the story because the story was referencing everything from Kingdom Hearts 1, which I haven't even played yet. So when I was playing Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, I wasn't really too much focused on the story. I just wanted to play this one random Square character who's teaming up with a bunch of Disney characters and whooping everybody's asses. That's really the only reason why I wanted to play Kingdom Hearts in the first place, because I pretty much assumed that was the advertisement. That was the reason why people would want to buy the game. So beat Chain of Memories, Reverse, Rebirth, and all that stuff. I mean, made me like Kingdom Hearts. Wasn't into the story per se, but I was into the battle system. So eventually I did go get the game, get Kingdom Hearts 1 when I finally had a PlayStation and everything. And then I started playing that, and of course the first question in my mind is, where's the card system at? Anyway, evidently the Kingdom Hearts 1 didn't start off with a card system. It was just something for the GBA. But even then, playing Kingdom Hearts 1 kind of got a little boring, actually. I remember going through Alice in Wonderland and then getting bored, walking around, just fighting the same enemies over and over again. And going through the same rooms over and over again. It's not that I wasn't trying to find my way through, it's just like I started to lose interest trying to go through. So eventually I just kind of stopped playing Kingdom Hearts 1. At some point I started playing Kingdom Hearts 2, and I definitely fell more in love with that game, mostly because of the battle system, even though in retrospect there's no real battle system in Kingdom Hearts 2. You really just do whatever and hit the triangle at the appropriate time. Literally, that's all Kingdom Hearts 2 is. Well, that is unless you're playing on Prime Mode, which I'll get into all that later. Anyway, the Kingdom Hearts 2, I definitely would have said that was my favorite Kingdom Hearts game because it was just the flashiest Kingdom Hearts game to date. Even flashier than the recent one, which was what? Birth by Sleep 0.2. So anyway, I was a Kingdom Hearts fan, but not like a die-hard Kingdom Hearts fan. I wasn't like I'll go out and be like cosplay or anything. I'll go out of my way to be or to talk to any other Kingdom Hearts fans because I was just into the battle system and I was just into teaming up with Disney characters. So that's the kind of fan I was. So it was just I was kind of in there, but not like all the way in there. So so after that, what was it? Birth by Sleep, I think I played next. And I really got into the battle system there because they changed up the battle system to a point where you actually had more control over the stuff that you did. I think there were two things that made me truly love that game. And there was the one move, I think it's called Raging Fire or something like that, where you just summon these pillars of fire around you. You can just move around and just incinerate everything in your path. I mean, that's probably one of the best abilities in the game. And if we're just bit talking here. But other than that, the other thing I liked about the game was OG Xehanort, which I'm always a fan of the super calm, super calculating villain who just sits back and just lets everything happen. And he's just like, it's only a matter of time. And that's exactly what OG Xehanort was. I'm just over here like, this is the best character in Kingdom Hearts right here. Especially because he makes everybody question everything because he was so damn smart, he was so damn calculating, and he planned things so far in advance that you just could not outplay him. On top of that, he was powerful as hell. This boy's over here just raising his arm up, and here comes a mountain in your ass. So, anyway. Again, I was like still a fan of like a few things in Kingdom Hearts, but still wasn't all that into the main story or nothing like that. I was very surprised at how frequent Mickey was showing up because I know that Mickey was supposed to be he wasn't supposed to show up that often in the first Kingdom Hearts because, you know, copyright issues, Disney and all that. They originally wanted to make Mickey the main character, but Disney was like, nah, I can't do that. So they created Sora, and that's why Sora is designed like that, because he looks like Mickey. He's like pretty much the replacement for Mickey, and so Square saved Mickey for the very end, which I was totally okay with because I probably would have wanted to play as Mickey. I'm satisfied as playing as a random ass character as long as I get to team up with the other Disney characters and kick butt and all that stuff. And then it seems like that ever since then, Mickey's been becoming more. He's becoming more and more frequent And Birth by Sleep, he was like literally halfway in half. He was literally in half of the game. I'm like, why, Disney? Why are you letting Square use your character so much? Are you scared that the made up Kingdom Hearts characters are going to overtake the popularity of your own Disney characters? I mean, come on, what's going on? Anyway, so there's that, and oh yeah, I did play 358 over 2 days. Probably the more frustrating Kingdom Hearts games because it was so repetitive, but it was worth it just to get the cutscenes and understand about Organization 13 and all that stuff. And at somewhere around this point, I did go back and play Kingdom Hearts 1 and finish that game. I'm not exactly entirely sure why, but I did wind up enjoying Kingdom Hearts 1 for what it was. Probably still would have said at that point that Kingdom Hearts 2 was my favorite Kingdom Hearts game. But eventually Dream Drop Distance came out, and that's where my fandom for Kingdom Hearts changed. Now, Dream Drop Distance was interesting because the game mechanic of that game pretty much forced you to have to try to do things in a timely manner, because after a certain amount of time, you're forced back into switching between the two characters that you can play as, which I guess I was okay because, I'm like, Majora's Mask is still my favorite Zelda game and pretty much the same thing there, so I'm good. But anyway, it wasn't until you start to get close to the end of the game where they start to explain what the story was about in Dream Drop Distance. So it was about the true purpose of Organization 13, and then they sprung their trap and had Sora trapped within like the dream within the dream kind of thing. So once Riku, Mickey, and Yen Sid figured out what was going on, they tried to launch a rescue mission to save Sora, and of course, I'm leaving out a whole bunch of details of about talking about Xehanort and all that stuff. But anyway, once and of course by this much time I had a basic understanding of the characters and what happened and stuff like that, because like I said, I played Birth by Sleep all the way through. So anyway, when they get to where Sora was, all of a sudden you see I guess like the nobodies that Xehanort was going to prepare for his little ceremony, and then Mickey looks up. This is the part where my fandom changed. Mickey looks up and he goes, "Xehanort, I knew that was you." And then I'm over here like expecting Terranort, Xehanort, or Ansem Xehanort, maybe even Xemnas say Xehanort, but they look up and it's freaking OG Xehanort. I'm like, what the fuck? That can't be OG Xehanort, because OG Xehanort is freaking he's fused himself with Terra and all this stuff. He's stuck inside Riku somewhere. I'm like, how the hell is this OG Xehanort? Because that particular Xehanort that they said had to have come from the future. Xehanort had already fused himself with Terra in Birth by Sleep, and following the events of Birth by Sleep, all the stuff that happened from Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories, 358 over 2 days, Kingdom Hearts 2, and all that stuff. And I'm over here like, you're telling me that OG Xehanort comes back in the future? And that he has set all this up so that he can make Sora one of his vessels, so that he can obtain Kingdom Hearts to get the key, well, what I call the kill blade, because there are two different types of the word key in Kingdom Hearts. I just call it the kill blade. So he can get the kill blade and use that to get the real Kingdom Hearts and do his little evil plan thing. But at the same time, I realized what they had done in Dream Drop Distance with the story, what they did in Dream Drop Distance, because you could have sat here and argued that every single Kingdom Hearts game had its own separate story that really didn't connect to anything. But what they did in Dream Drop Distance connected every single story of Kingdom Hearts and made all of it part of one major story. I mean, we could have sat there and argued, it's like, yeah. And the 358 over 2 days leads in the Chain of Memories, and that eventually leads into Kingdom Hearts 2. But you have to admit, the way and how the story presented themselves in those games were very separate, because Kingdom Hearts 2, the main goal was just trying to create a fake Kingdom Hearts just to get their hearts back. 358 over 2 days was the planning of that plan, but everything went awry because Xion and Roxas went their own ways, ignoring the organization and all that stuff. Chain of Memories was about betraying the organization that wasn't even introduced yet. And Birth by Sleep was just a prequel to Kingdom Hearts 1, which in the end we never really knew Xehanor's true intentions, except that I just want Kingdom Hearts. And then I haven't played Recoded yet. Recoded is the only game I haven't played yet. I haven't even seen the cutscenes of it. I think I got the gist of Recoded, but it's the only Kingdom Hearts game that I have not played yet. I played Breath by Sleep 0.2 with Aqua, so I know what happens there. But what Dream Drop Distance did was they connected every single part of Kingdom Hearts, connected it together, and made all of it. But I'm not gonna say that made it all make sense. I said it made every game matter in one huge story, not several separate stories, but like one huge story. And that's really impressive, considering if you played enough Kingdom Hearts, you can tell that each game was its own separate story that wasn't really connected to each other's story. Because the proof for that was definitely one of my favorite parts of Kingdom Hearts 2. It was when Donald says, Master Yen Sid lives here, and then they drop everything that they're doing and then they go visit Master Yen Sid. Then in Birth by Sleep, there's Donald and Goofy standing right there next to Master Yen Sid, and I'm over here like, didn't Donald say that? Wasn't he surprised that Master Yen Sid lived at that area? But of course, I did look up the reasoning behind that, and the creators said, oh, Yen Sid, he just moved.
Do not take me for a fool, Starscream!
Both places look exactly the same. Exactly the same. Look, you guys could have just went in and said, look, we forgot that Donald said that in Kingdom Hearts 2. You might as well just go ahead and admit that. But stuff like that just makes you realize that in every Kingdom Hearts game, they just want to make it look cool and dramatic without really trying to focus too much on the story. I mean, which is, acceptable. I mean, we all watched Lost. It was literally the same thing. That the monster and Locke becoming the monster at the end of it, and it's all somehow purgatory, but not purgatory, and now everybody is transported into this other dimension where they all have happy lives, and it's just like Lost, dude. Until Dream Drop Distance, because at that point in Dream Drop Distance, it's almost like they knew what the hell they were doing. And that really made me go back and started playing the other games again so I can understand all of the steps it took to get to that area, to get to that point in Dream Drop Distance. And that is when I started to become a diehard Kingdom Hearts fan because I like. I mean, no, I like huge, complicated stories and stuff like that. I mean, they're not that hard to follow, but it made me start to appreciate what they've done in Kingdom Hearts throughout the series. That's what I'm getting at. So now I'm more of the kind of the usual fan of Kingdom Hearts with the organization, the nobodies, the heartless. I'm understanding about the door. I've understood about the door of darkness, the difference between the keyblades, what a keyblade is, stuff like that. So my appreciation for Kingdom Hearts um, has risen to a high point, and I want to reflect that in King Dub Hearts. I mean, I don't want it to just be a big fan-made spoof of Kingdom Hearts. I mean, I also kind of wanted to make it be a summary of what Kingdom Hearts is supposed to be about, with a few twists and turns along the way, my own personal twists and turns along the way. So that's gonna be that's gonna take a while. I mean, I do want to get other voice actors, and stuff like that, to make it like a big project, but I don't know if it's really gonna pan out that way. Because number one, I gotta get people to trust me. Number two, I have to learn how to trust people, because people always disappoint me with stuff. And of course, I have to actually get my act together and start finishing my projects. This, of course, is the reason why I said I need to finish Breath of the Wild, because I need to get into the habit of finishing my projects, finishing what I start. That's also one of the reasons why I started my model of Lip from Panel to Pond, because I do want to get working on Puzzle War sometime soon. I did want to do it in 2D animation, but I think I'll switch to 3D animation, not necessarily because this is easier, but I think I can do more of a quote-unquote marketing thing where I make the models available for download, and people can send me animations of the models that the animations of the models that I made, things like that. And kind of one of the reasons why I created a Patreon in the first place, so I can better interact with a community that wants to interact with me and give me feedback on the stuff that I'm working on. So yeah, there's that. I've also worked on my personal Peach model, which is kind of I designed her to be kind of a mix between Princess Peach and Jessica Rabbit. That's why she's taller than usual. But this is my own personal Princess Peach, which I'll be using her for designs and all that stuff. I'm also tempted to try to make my own video game, mostly because the video games that I've seen recently really suck. And at the same time, there are some video games that look really good that inspire me to want to make my own. Like Welcome to the Game 2. Honestly, I cannot believe how good that game is. But anyway, what I want to go ahead and do is to start uploading the chain of memories that I've been playing for the past few days. And I guess originally I wanted to upload them some, but like, hey, Susie Lou, look at how I play the game, and you can follow along. But honestly, I just want to upload them because I'm a fan of Kingdom Hearts, and after a while, I started to realize that I think Chain of Memories actually is my favorite Kingdom Hearts game, not just because it's the first one I played, but Chain of Memories is more strategy based. I mean, you have to truly think on your feet every second of each boss battle. That is, if you set up your deck that way. I mean, you can set up your deck different kinds of ways, and throughout that gameplay, you'll see me do very experimental decks like the one deck I built that's all zeros. That was a very fun experience right there. No, I seriously built a deck with all zeros. But anyway, hold on. I don't remember if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about. Well, I guess all I really want to talk about now is just talk about the Patreon that I created. That's going to be kind of a link between all the YouTube channels that I have. It's just 3, but I'm still going to be active on all 3 YouTube channels. Hopefully, I will start making more and more animations. I'll probably making some more short animations. I do have an idea of one with the Inkling Squid Girl from Splatoon. And some other ones with Lucamine from Pokemon. Princess Peach. So on and so on and so on. Hopefully, I'm going to make animated shorts. I don't want them to be all that. To be that big a project, because I want to be able to complete them quickly and be able to upload them in a timely fashion. But I also want the Patreon to be what links all the things together. I was hoping that the posting the link of Patreon on my website would work, but I guess it didn't work. Also, the website itself. Like, if you're still wondering why I haven't really fixed the website, is because I honestly don't know how. And as I'm trying to fix it, Google itself is just not being very cooperative. Up until a few months ago, it was listing every single page that had reported a virus or viral attack, and then all of a sudden, when I try to access that list again, it just gives me an error message. I'm not on my website. I mean, on an actual Google website, it won't show me. It won't show me how bad my site is anymore, and it's just really frustrating that, despite the message that I sent them, I still have no response. But then again, this is Google, so I mean, what do they care about about the people that sign up for their accounts? I mean, we all know they don't care. Same thing with YouTube. So that's why I'm trying to focus more on Patreon. Hopefully, more people will log into my Patreon. I mean, I'm not really expecting much, but I mean, I have to try. I have to try. Okay, and before I forget, the other Kingdom Hearts game that I did not play was Kingdom Hearts Back Cover, I think it was called. I have not played that game. I have seen the cutscenes though, so I know what's going on with a Master of Masters and all that stuff. So I am caught up on that, but that was another game that I did not play, and I think that's it. Recoded and backstory or back cover. I think there was some other online game, but I can't even remember the title of that, and I don't even think that lasted very long. Also, before I forget, I mean, it's not really all that important, but I also want to explain another reason why I say now that Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories is my favorite Kingdom Hearts game. And I had this feeling when I first played the GBA version of Chain of Memories, and now the feeling is just much stronger because it's after going back and playing it and knowing what I know about the whole Kingdom Hearts story now. I'm really convinced that Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories is without a doubt the darkest game of the entire series. And I know people are going to disagree or whatever because I can understand if you want to say that P58 over 2 days has got to be the darkest version of, or the darkest game of Kingdom Hearts because it really was depressing and everything like that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I shed tears for the characters of what was happening to them. I guess the only real problem I have with that is that 358 over 2 days took place before we already knew what was going to happen to the characters. So it kind of lost its effect. We already knew what was going to happen to Roxas because that was displayed at the very beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2. We all know that we had never seen Xion, so something was going to happen to her. But as far as Axel, I think the more surprising thing was more of Axel's relationship to everyone in regards to 358 over 2 days. But other than that, I don't think it was as dark as Chain of Memories was. And when I first played Chain of Memories, I was when I was first playing Chain of Memories, I was number one surprised that this little kid, this still seemingly 10-year-old boy, and I say 10-year-old boy because the voice in the GBA version was the same as the version in Kingdom Hearts 1, which makes him sound like some little kid. I mean, I don't know how old he actually was, but I always just say 10 years old. I mean, I know in Chain of Memories they used the Kingdom Hearts 2 voice, and of course that's because the voice actor got older, so of course they couldn't go back and use his past voice because he's older now. So they used his newer voice, and not to mention Sora looks older, so I guess they just decided to just change the model up a little bit and make him older. But anyway, I remember going through the game thinking that it was going to be like, oh, I'm going to save the world kind of a game, but it's not what Chain of Memories was at all. And if you don't want to be spoiled, then don't listen to this part of the video. Just fast forward to the end or whatever. As you're going through Chain of Memories, the topic of Chain of Memories is about losing your memories and trying to regain the more important memories that you had forgotten about. But doing so requires you to forget things that you may have thought was more important to you, only to recover true memories that you may have more or less assumed was one way, but it might actually be another way. I mean, it's kind of like how people say they remember things one way, but then when they do the research and learn the truth, it wasn't that way at all. It's actually this other way. And pretty much every level in Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories reflected on this at some point. Reflected on this because of what was going on with the main character anyway. But it was almost as if it was more of a man versus himself kind of a story. As we learned in English class, man versus himself is more of a internal kind of a struggle. But in this case, it's more like the more you start to remember memories that you had forgotten about, the more guilty you felt for forgetting the memory in the first place because you had forgotten something or something special that you thought that you had truly cared for, but apparently you didn't, and it just makes you feel like a piece of crap for forgetting it in the first place. And when the quote-unquote bad guys confronted Sora about this, it continuously pissed him off to the point where he just kind of became this little brat that was just started back-talking Goofy and Donald halfway through the game.
You can't both be right.
I'm wrong. Fine, then don't believe me.
That's not what he meant.
What is the matter with you guys? Do you want me to abandon her?
No, that's not it.
Then do whatever you want. You can lay back and take a nap for all I care. I'm going to find Naminé.
Sora!
Jiminy Cricket as well.
Sora, that was no way to...
Keep it to yourself.
I mean, this was the goal for the bad guys in the first place, was to pretty much mess with his mind so that they can control him eventually and then take over the organization, which also, by the way, was the turning point for me, which I knew I was going to finish the game, was the moment when Larxene was telling Axel, "I know you're in on it too, but keep it under your hood, at least until the time is right." And then as she leaves, Axel says the best line in the entire game, where he just turns and says, "You would have been wise to have done the same, Larxene." And I, at the moment, was like, "Oh, wait, what?" Okay, so he's a double agent, but that means that there are other members of the organization that we haven't even seen yet, but they sent him to deal with these traitors, which means that there's definitely going to be more after this game dealing with the original organization members that sent this double agent to go kill these guys. But, and then I'm like, but wait a minute. How did he attain the information in the first place? And then he just blurts out this piece of information. And Larxene just latches onto it, hook, line, and sinker. Zora is the key. We need him if we're going to overthrow the organization. It's just like, no, okay, I know you're in on it. But don't say nothing. Not until we're in private. Because we know we still have people here who aren't in on it. And Axel was like, got him! Oh, shit, man. That was the selling point for me, is I knew I was going to finish the game. See? I'm not 100% yet. Alright, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. You know, I'm getting kind of sick. I do apologize for the microphone. I don't know what happened, but the microphone quality over the past few months gotten worse, and this is supposed to be a replacement, and evidently not a very good one. So, I'm gonna have to keep looking for more microphones to replace the one that got worse over the past few months. One thing that I do want to mention is about the Patreon. For anybody who wants to support me on Patreon, while also is a content creator, you know, something like YouTube, Newgrounds, or whatever, I want to do like a series for those people, like some kind of like shout out or showcase, so they can get some proper exposure too. Now, I don't know how I'm going to set this up yet, but it's something I definitely want to do. And since I already have a Patreon right now, I may as well go ahead and do just a little something. It's not going to be like how I want to do it, because I want to do it like a official separate video. It's called Studio Kinbla, I believe. Thank you for your patronage. I definitely appreciate it. And as an appreciation to you and your support, I'm going to go ahead and show people your YouTube channel. It's Studio Kinbla, and I believe it is a Kirby fan site, but it may just be more than that. But here you can see that the primary video of this channel is a animation called The Origin of Meta Knight. So if you guys want to show your support for this Patreon that supported me, go ahead and check out this YouTube channel, check out the animation, and leave a comment and everything. I believe if you're a fan of Kirby, I think you will enjoy this. Also, there might be one more thing coming to the channel. I like editing videos. I mean, just like doing little quick edits and stuff like that. That's kind of what the whole this is why you don't taunt thing came from. I still have ideas of videos that I could edit, so because they're all different videos, and there's really nothing linking them together, except that most of them are gaming related and some of them are anime related, but I guess I won't be doing. Anyway, I'm going to figure out some kind of way to link all of these edits together, trying not to just slap my name on it, because honestly that's just lazy. But might wind up calling this Games, Game Overs, and no, Games, Gamers, and Game Overs, or something like that. But basically it's just going to be a series of video edits that I enjoy doing. So just quick little edits. Videos themselves might not be that long, maybe 15 seconds. Maybe some of them be a minute. Who knows? But I just like editing stuff. That meme stuff, I guess. So I'll just do that. I'll be doing that just for fun. And if you guys enjoy it, support your boy. I think I'll also keep doing this is why you don't taunt stuff on that video series as well, since they do count as edits. But that's also something to look forward to if you guys are interested in it. I think that's pretty much all I really had to say. Well, I guess if I think of anything else important, I'll just load this back up and start recording again. To recap, that's pretty much what I want to do. First thing, I'm gonna start uploading Chain of Memories. Then I'll get back to uploading Mario plus Rabbids and Breath of the Wild at the same time. And while those are uploading, I'll try to be working on King Dub Hearts. And then once the King Dub Hearts is at a good upload pace, then I'll start working on Puzzle War or any other animated shorts or anything like that. At the same time, I'll be working on the truth behind Peach. Is probably going to be more of a style like this, where I just sit and talk and just upload imagery. It's pretty much more inspired by Little Karibo from his new series of him watching Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which is pretty hilarious. You guys should really check that out. But anyway, so this is Q2 giving an updated report on how sick I am. And also how sick and tired I am of being sick and tired. Because I really do hate being sick. Despite people always saying that I have a good immune system. I'm serious. Even though I'm this sick, first time I've ever been this bad, this sick. People always tell me, it's like, you got an impressive immune system. Okay. Whatever you say, man. I mean, I guess I can see it. I'm not sick that often, but when I do get sick, it's either I get well quickly or it's just really bad. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully, it won't be too long. I still want to be able to upload gameplay and stuff, Cuphead. Maybe I'll just make Cuphead be the next video game that I try to play, regardless of whether I stream it or not. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching, and like always, I'll see you guys in the next video. But as always as well, you guys take care of yourselves and have a very good night. Peace!